How's it going, everyone? So a couple videos ago, a couple months ago, I made a video on how to drive a manual. Well, here is a proper tutorial. I kind of rushed it through just a little bit, but here's a proper tutorial on how to drive manual for beginners. So first things first, let's step into the car and just learn what goes into a manual transmission. So you have right here, you don't have a drive selector. You have first, second, third, fourth, and fifth gear in this car, and reverse. So every car is gonna have, not every car, but depends on the car you're driving. It's either gonna be 5, 6, 4-speed, 3-speed, whatever you have. My car is a 5-speed, which means I have 5 gears and a reverse. So if we come down here, you can see that we now have an additional pedal. This is the brake pedal, this is the gas pedal, and this is the clutch. Just like a normal car, you're going to use your right foot for the brake and the gas. Now, when driving a manual, you're going to use your left foot for the clutch. So, right away, you just got to get familiar with the clutch. Push it down all the way. Just release it with the car off. So now that we know what a manual is, and the differences between auto and manual, you got the gear and you got the clutch. So now you're gonna put the clutch all the way in, you're gonna put your key in and start your car. Make sure your car's in neutral. You can give it a little shake if you're new, and then you're going to release the clutch. You can release the clutch and make sure you have your e-brake up, because if your e-brake is down, your car will start to roll. Your e-brake is up, this is basically park for your car. So now what you're going to do, and what I wish I was taught when I was taught driving manual, if you put it into first gear is the hardest thing to do in a manual, right? So you're getting into first, rolling off first, foot on the brake, e-brake down, and then if you just lightly start to let go of the clutch will start to engage. You'll feel the point where the clutch starts to engage, and you will actually start rolling forward without applying gas. Now, if you ever question yourself, press the clutch. 100%, that's the thing to do. If you're questioning yourself, press the clutch, put your car out of gear into neutral. If you're feeling a little confused, you don't know what to do, clutch in, neutral, and just come to a stop. Alright, so let's go through this one more time. You want to put your clutch in, first gear, and then you want to just let go of the clutch until the point where your clutch starts to engage. Very slowly. You don't want to just let off the clutch, because if you let off the clutch, you'll stall your car, which is not good for the clutch. So, as you can tell, I'm rolling, slowly letting off the clutch, and I'm just going to come over here. So now I'm rolling. At this point, I can completely let off the clutch, and I'm rolling in first gear. I can apply gas, and then once I want to come to a stop, I put the clutch in, brake, put the car in neutral, and come to a stop. So let's go over it one more time. You want to put the clutch in, put the car into first, slowly roll off of your clutch, okay, so you want to slowly roll off of your clutch, and you'll start rolling. Now you can start applying a little bit of gas at the same time you're rolling off the clutch. Now I'm going to do that one more time, and I'll show you my feet. So I'm on the brake, I'm slowly rolling off the clutch and onto the gas, and we're easily rolling, and now I can let off the clutch and apply gas. Second gear, I'm going to clutch in, shift down to second, and then let off the clutch, and we're all good to go. Rolling off of first gear is probably the hardest thing to learn in a manual, just because it's the hardest part, obviously. So you gotta just keep in mind, you gotta stay calm and stay cool. What you have to do is you just have to slowly let off the clutch. You wanna go to an empty parking lot and just practice letting off the clutch and getting control of the clutch before you start even engaging the gas. That's something I recommend, that you just let off of the gas and just getting control of the clutch and getting a feel of the car you're driving, because every car will have a different point of where the clutch grabs. My car has a super low grab point, which is why in the video you're seeing the clutch just engage right here. Other cars will have a clutch point which will engage all the way over here, or in turn somewhere in the middle. So what we want to do, first gear, foot on the clutch, give it some gas, and we're rolling. Now that we're rolling, what you want to do is clutch in, second gear. Now you're rolling into second. You want to apply a little bit of gas. You want to make sure to rev match the car, which is something that takes a little bit of practice. Now I'll explain what that is right now. So rev matching is something that takes a little bit of time. Downshifting takes a little bit of time, but when you're upshifting, most of the time you want to keep your foot on the gas just a little bit depending on the car. So if you're going from first gear to second gear, you want to put the clutch in, and at the same time go down to second. You want to familiarize yourself with the gauge shifter. You want to get used to this and going from first, second to third to fourth, and then eventually to fifth. And it takes a little bit of time, but you'll get used to it. Your brain will get trained to go to first to second and press the clutch in at the same time. Every time you're changing gears, you want to press the clutch in, no matter what. So the thing is, when you're shifting from first to second, you're gonna go clutch in first, down to second, clutch out, with applying a little bit of gas so that the engine doesn't just go and drop into like the neutral zone, basically. So when you're going first to second, your car will just light gas and then just off the clutch. Now a lot of people, what you see them doing is, you'll see them going into second, but the car will automatically have to rev match it up for them because they took too much time shifting from first to second. Definitely a mistake people do at the beginning. I say the number one mistake people do is not getting used to the clutch and just going out and driving, because you have to know your car and know where the clutch starts to engage and where you need to start pressing the gas, because otherwise you won't be able to know and you'll stall in the middle of the road and then you'll start to panic. Just go to an empty parking lot, go release the clutch and press onto the gas, and that's just simple as how you should do it. And when you start off, you should slowly roll off the gas, or slowly roll off the clutch without applying any gas. Get yourself used to just feeling the clutch and train yourself to know how your clutch engages, when it engages, and just knowing how to use the clutch. And when you slowly start letting off of the clutch, you'll feel the car start to engage. That's the point where you want to press the gas. Now we went over first and second gear. If you wanted me to go into more detail, third, fourth, downshifting from fourth to third, when you need to downshift, and should you engine brake, and all of that. Make sure to like this video, comment down below if you want to see that happen, because I would love to make that video if people are interested. Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more content.